Raptors Digest. What's up and welcome, man? It's game day versus the Detroit Pistons. We're in the OVO uniforms. Those things are looking clean. You get the old school with the new school look. Overall, just a great setup for the Raptors tonight. Hoping we can get a big dub, advance to 8-6 on the season. That would feel great. I got my bets up in the top left corner of the screen, as you can see. Oh man, I have the wrong bets up there right now. I don't know why that is. I gotta edit that. But yes, the bets right now are supposed to be Siakam over 17.5, or 18.5 is actually what the line ended up being at when I ended up betting on it. So there you go, right on cue. Siakam with, I believe, his first bucket of the game. The Raps are down by 1 here in the first quarter. And then I also have Scotty Barnes to get at least 3 assists. And with Fred VanVleet out tonight, groin injury, I think he might have injured it doing his celebration last game. I think there might be more assists for Scotty to come, so look out for that. I'm going to see if I can get my bets pulled up on the screen. I apologize for the wrong bet prop being up. I don't know why that happened. Weird. I'll figure that out at halftime likely, but those are my bets. They're on Twitter right now if you guys want to go check it out. Appreciate anybody already tuning in right now. Should be a fun one. Azriel asking, hey man, is Cade Cunningham playing tonight? Are we getting Battle of the Rookies? Yes, we are. Barnes and Cunningham are out there together. So it's going to be interesting to see that matchup all night. If you were to redraft right now, Scotty Barnes might go as early as like second overall. And oh my God, way to start it off. We already have a super chat from the legend himself. Marcel Martin saying, goody mob. I got Dungeons and Dragons tonight, so I won't be able to watch along. Just wanted to show some love. Cheers. Shouts out Marcel, man. Appreciate you tuning in even for a brief moment here and dropping the super chat. He's always consistent with that. Much appreciated. Scotty Barnes taking it off the glass here. He's squaring up Cunningham in the mid-range. Just misses. We're getting this rookie matchup nice and early. I have to say, if we were to redraft the rookies, in my opinion, let me know in the chat what you guys think. I would probably go first overall, still Cade Cunningham, second Barnes, third Mobley, and then fourth Jalen Green. But I mean, such a loaded class, right? You'll end up with a player no matter what team you are in the lottery. But that's kind of how I see it. Let me know in the chat what order you guys would go in. Mustafa asking, how are you, bro? Mustafa always checking in on me. I'm doing well, man. How about yourself? Happy to see you out here in the live. Shayar in the chat saying, is Masai giving Pascal a max his biggest mistake as a GM so far? I think Pascal's contract should be similar to Fred's. I think you're completely right. Raptors get a 3-point. Who just hit that? Gary Trent, right there. That's a big bucket for the Raptors down by 1. I wouldn't say it's a mistake for Masai. I think any GM in this situation after the seasons Pascal's been having would have given it to him. He definitely earned it. It was market value at the time. And we already know how much Pascal means to Masai Ujiri, right? Very close ties there. And I feel like, if he could go back, he probably wouldn't have had any regrets about it. But yeah, at this moment in time, it does not look good. And I bet on Pascal tonight because, you're getting to that little bit of a do-or-die phase where something's got to happen soon for him. We know he can score the ball. The Pistons have only 2 wins this season. So you got to hope that against a team like this, he can come out and deliver more than he has so far. Raptors up by 1, 14-13. Mustafa saying the new jerseys are cold. I think I actually said that it'd be cool to see the retro look, right? The dino and the pinstripes, along with that OVO black and gold. And here we are. Got exactly what I asked for. The Raps look clean out there. That is for certain. Ben Colson saying, any other Raps fans from the UK? We actually get a fair bit of people in from the UK and Australia on this page. So, man, it is a diverse group of Raptors fans. I know Terry, who's normally in the chat. Oh, there he is. I'm in the UK. Terry shouts out. Terry also saying Pistons showing mad respect for Barnes there. They're double teaming him in the first quarter. I noticed that as well. He's putting the league on notice. I know Charles Barkley, Kendrick Perkins, a lot of guys have already flagged him as their rookie of the year. They're gonna die on that point. They seem convinced. And rookie of the year aside, I think we got the best player long term out of that draft. But Cade Cunningham is going to be a stud. I'm a big fan of his, even after a slow start to the season. He's still the bona fide number 1 pick, man. He gets the Luka Doncic, LeBron James comparisons. Probably a little out of pocket, but you know what I mean. He's got that kind of ability to do everything on the floor, and he shined in college. Azriel saying, I'm stuck in the States. You love to see an American Raptors fan. You got to hold it down south of the border for us there because we don't get any love in the media. But winning a championship helped put us on the map a bit. But still, season in, season out, we get disrespected. Even Sam Mitchell, a former legendary coach with the Raptors, after we won the championship and Kawhi left, he pinned us to not even make the playoffs. We ended up getting 59 regular season wins that year, topping the season total from the year before by 1 win. So in the regular season, your record improves, make the playoffs, go to the second round, 7 games with Boston. You know, it's crazy the slander we get. Philip in the chat saying, I'm happy to see Birch back. Yeah, so Birch is back in the lineup. Obviously now Fred VanVleet is not with that groin injury. Yuta Watanabe still out, but Goran Dragic starting at point guard tonight for the Raptors. Going to be very interesting, right? Everyone's had their eyes on this. What are we going to see from Goran? Can he help us? Can he help himself and become a better trade asset? The bar is so low right now for Goran that he's going to get some leash here, and I think he'll inevitably look pretty good because he's a complete pro. Done a lot of great things in this league, and without Fred tonight, there'll be a lot of role for him. So gotta hope that he has a decent performance from all angles here, no matter what we want to do with him. It's your boy Pop-Tart, Fanfiction Pop-Tart in the building, everyone. What's up, man? Another legend in the chat. Rahul saying, I feel like Jalen Suggs won't get that much recognition if he's in Orlando. Yeah, that probably plays into it a little bit, but Jalen Suggs also has one of those pretty, like he's a fierce competitor, right? You watch him and you notice him, but to look at box scores, you might not get the full understanding of how good he is. He's got a humble game, right? He goes out there, plays the point guard role the right way. Nothing crazy flashy, and I gotta say, I'm clearly much happier that we took a player with a higher ceiling in this deep draft. Gary Trent Jr. with the steal, going the other way, Pascal under the basket, get me that. Gets his own rebound. Pascal's had some misses early, but OG draining the 3. I still have hope for my Pascal bet. I apologize again. Why is my bets aren't the correct ones up there in the top left hand of the screen? I'll reiterate that for anyone else coming in now. We got 50 viewers. Thank you guys for all being here. But like I said, tonight it was Scotty Barnes assists. I need to get 3 for him. Not sure if he has one yet. I don't think he does. I saw one of those secondary assists, the good old hockey assist for him. But then I also have Pascal to get me at least 19 points. No Fred VanVleet in the lineup. He's been well rested. Coming back against a not-so-great team, I really got to see something from Pascal. Looks as though Delano Banton's coming in. For anyone who does not know, we gave Delano a brief assignment down to the G League just to give him an extra game instead of a random night off. You know, he's a rookie. He's got legs. He can go out there and not get tired. We want all the touches possible for Delano, and he delivered with 30 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Nearly played around with a triple-double there in a big win over New York's G League affiliate. That's great stuff for Delano. We know that the G League is an important place to develop players, and we've seen guys go from G Leaguer to max contract. Gary Trent Jr. with the 3. All right, things are heating up here early on OVO night. Gary's coming to play. So Leland saying ball movement is looking so smooth compared to the state play under Fred. Fred does get a lot of, I would say, critique as a choppy dribbler. You know, his game isn't always smooth. I mean, he's got a silky shot, but yeah, Fred can be a little bit choppy on offense sometimes. Still, he gets the job done, but Goran Dragic does have a little bit more of a smooth dribble to his game, I would say, than Fred VanVleet typically, but hey, Fred gets it any way he can. He doesn't care if it's ugly. That guy's a gamer. Not going to be better with him out. Ryan in the chat saying, I bet Barnes 20 plus. Betting on the rookie to show out in his matchup against Cade. I like that. Definitely possible. If you guys have any bets that you haven't said right now, toss them down in the chat. I'm curious to hear. Gary Trent in the paint. He's been hot so far. Gets the nice little bounce off the rim, off the backboard, and through the hoop. Wraps up 22-13 on Detroit here early in the first. Cade from 3. You know, he's got that kind of ability. Just splashes the 3 there off of the pick. He had a game, I think, in the summer league. No, it was preseason. Ended up going 7 of 11. This guy can do everything. Do not sleep on Cade Cunningham. He went first overall for a reason, but I obviously got our rookie tonight in the matchup, hoping Scotty can deliver. OG low in the post, kicks it out to Chris. Misses. It'd be nice to see another good performance for Chris tonight. He kind of found his footing at last game. Got to that old Boucher style of all over the court defensively, offensively. He just had the hustle back, and that's what I missed most from him. Mustafa saying Gary's going to get 20 plus. Shahar coming in with a cold comment here on my bets saying, Josh, we're going to be lucky if Pascal gets 15 points. You know what? If I agree it was a bit of a gutsy bet, but I felt like, look, he's so rested. He's got to come back and do something at some point. To me, it's inevitable that Pascal has a decent game some point soon, especially after all of this rest. It's against the Pistons. It made sense in my head. I'm praying this guy can get me 20, but who knows? Definitely hoping the best for Pascal. Yeah, my scoreboard here is not updating quite too fast. And as you can see, sports data is temporarily unavailable. Let's try that again. All right. Well, scoreboard apparently is glitched out on me too. My bets are not correctly placed, so the technical issues are just popping off early in this one, but appreciate all 50 of you in here already watching along. I'll try to get these figured out as soon as I can. It's unfortunate that the scoreboard's down now too. Yeah, still nothing. I'll give it another refresh in a second, but thank you for pointing that out in the chat, DR. So Azriel asking, weren't Cade and Scotty teammates before the NBA? They were. So they went to Montverde Academy. It was Cade, Scotty, Moses Moody, and there was a big man too. What was his name? I believe his last name was Sharp. He got drafted this year too. He's a beast. I think he'll take a while to pan out, but they had a ton of great players on Montverde. Definitely deserved to be the top-ranked team in the nation. Maybe one of the best high school teams of all time when we look back on it in a few years. But yes, they were teammates. They got a lot of love for each other. Seems like all the lottery picks have a pretty good relationship in this draft. Banton with a loose ball foul, I believe. That's unfortunate. That didn't look like a foul to me. Got the board, but it's coming back. Wraps up by 4 right now. Score is 22-18. Again, I apologize about the scoreboard. And Jose Calderon in the chat asking, what's the new bet? I can't see it. So I put it out on Twitter. Oh, and DR clearing that up. That's Dayron Sharp that they went to Montverde with. And then Shayar in the chat saying, Shannon Sharp, ? No, it's not my boy Shay. But yeah, it's Dayron Sharp, who's also a beast. He's a 7-foot guy, fills out his frame, high motor. That Montverde team was just nasty to deal with. And Rahul bringing up Jalen Green and Cade. So they are, to me, Jalen Green is just such like a hype guy. You know, everything about him is like the theatrics and the stardom. So when he did that dunk and then stared down Cade and said something, Cade even cleared it up after the game. He's like, he didn't say anything that I had to respond to, right? That was for the cameras. Cade said that. It was for the cameras. And I got the same feeling there. There's no animosity between them. Oh, Gary Trent Jr. hitting another 3 there. We are up 25-19 on Detroit here in the first. Ryan saying Gary's on fire. Yes, he is. I gotta fix up here with my technical difficulties. Let's see. There we go. Scoreboard is back now. Hopefully that is good to stay. I'm gonna try to get my bet into here now. I don't know why it wasn't coming through, but let me see. Apologies for this. It's always posted on Twitter beforehand. So, for example, today I did not have an opportunity to do the bet preview on the YouTube short, but I still tweeted it out beforehand. Even in a weird situation where I'm not doing a live stream, which will be extremely rare, I'll always put out my bets over Twitter. So make sure to follow at Raptors Digest on Twitter. You can get all the info there as well, but I'll try to be good about doing the YouTube shorts as well. And I even post them from work sometimes. I'm out there in the cold just filming it on my phone, no headphones or anything. Got to get you guys the bets. They're always fun to ride together. We're 0-2 in the last 2 games on the parlays. We've managed to hit one prop each time, and definitely don't always feel necessary to parlay them. You could one-off bet them. That's always a good, probably more responsible move, but we were coming off a 4-0 streak before that, so definitely keeping optimistic about our ability to cash in on these bets. All right, and let me see if I can find where my bet is. Okay. Yeah, here's the issue. Again, I apologize for this. I'll do this at an intermission because the play is live. Gary Trent Jr. with a floater there to get the bucket. I'll have this fixed up in just 1 second for you guys. Apologies on this. Diljit hopping in saying like Spike. If you guys are in this right now, there's 56 people watching. Drop a like, man. It's much appreciated. Helps out our channel a ton. Paul Bluntz in the chat with the super chat coming in saying no Joshy Ice hoodie tonight. Hashtag Goody Mob. Shouts out Paul Blunt, man. I do not have a hoodie on right now. I got a shirt that's way too tight for me, but typically always rocking the hoodies. Got to be comfortable kicking back, watching the game. But today I went with something a little bit more classy. It's Saturday night. Got to look good. It's OVO night. I should have wore something black and gold, repping Drake out here. Ryan saying love to see all the Canadians playing tonight. Yeah, our triple Bs, we got Birch, Banton, Boucher, all touching court tonight, all with opportunities to make a big difference for this team. A lot of length coming on our coming out of our Canadians on the roster for sure. And for anyone who missed it, I mentioned it earlier in the live stream, but Banton going to the G League yesterday against New York's affiliate team, putting up 30 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and getting the dub. Love to see that. This could mean we maybe see some Flynn tonight too. Someone's throwing that out in the chat there. Cratefoot saying, let Flynn run. Fred VanVleet out. I know Dragic is coming in. Normally hasn't been playing, so that will eat up potential minutes for him. But you got to hope that Malachi Flynn can get a little bit of a chance at some point in this game. I'd like to see that. Shayar saying, Josh, I know this ain't basketball, but what's wrong with the Leafs? I actually don't. The Leafs had a good game last night, but I don't have the score up right now. For anyone who follows the Leafs last night, I'm sure you guys already know, Nylander's tying up the game late. And then you got Austin Matthews delivering an overtime for the Buds, securing a W. But update me on the Leafs score right now. Actually, I don't have it in front of me. So if we're down big time, which it sounds like we might be, let me know. So right now, Gary Trent's stat line, someone's just talking about it in the chat here. He's got 13 points already. He is 5 of 5, 3 of 3 from the three-point line, and a steal to go with it. Starting out hot. Need to cool off with some iced coffee. And then Ryan saying not over Banton. So obviously, I do think Delano's outplayed Malachi, but he's just had so much more opportunity. I mean, just tenfold more opportunity. And I get it, Delano's delivered when he's gotten the chance, but I do find it weird that immediately we're like, okay, we like Delano more. And it's probably because of the size, what he can do defensively, but Malachi's not a bad defender. I think they just look at Delano's body and say, if we can teach this guy to be our bench point guard, we're probably in better hands rather than having Fred and Malachi undersized. But it's unfortunate for Malachi because he's got a lot to offer and certainly did not get the same benefit of the doubt as the rookie Delano Banton did. But I am a huge Banton fan. I'm thrilled to see him succeed. Just feel for my guy, the Crimson Flynn. I'm sure you guys can relate. It was fun watching him help carry this team through the painful second half of last season. Gave us some things to cheer about. Pascal in the paint to Birch, gets blocked. But Pascal gets it back. Money in the mid-range. Let's go. That's big for us. So right now, Siakam has 4 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Kind of filling the stat sheet here early in the first. I guess not early in the first. There's about a minute 30 left out here in the first quarter, but great stat line overall for Siakam in the early going in this game. Birch playing good defense, gets sidestepped. Detroit gets the bucket. Steven pointing back out but the Discord link. I talked to Ben about that this morning. So he said he should update it. I texted him last night. It should be updated. I guess I'll personally go and do it if it hasn't been. But Ben should be on that. First miss there for Gary Trent Jr. in the mid-range. But our Discord community, it's something that I definitely want to build. It's exciting to see people interested in joining in. And I'll make sure that link is active. I don't know why it hasn't been activated yet. It's on Ben's radar. I'm sure we'll figure that out momentarily. All right, Pascal with the ball driving. Gets fouled. Okay. Look at the mustache on number 5 there. Who is that number 5 on the Pistons? He's got a wicked mustache. You don't normally see that in the NBA. $52 live viewers right now. Appreciate everyone who's tuning in early. Tie game, 29-29. Pascal at the line. I'll say it again, my bets. I need Pascal to go get me 19, and I need 3 assists from Scotty. Fred being out tonight should help those lines. And I'm hoping this extra rest pays off for Pascal, but he misses the first free throw. Barnes coming back onto the court with Svi. I love Svi Mikhailuk. I'm a big fan of his. As soon as we have a intermission here, as I was saying, I'll make sure that I go ahead and upload my bet to the screen. I don't know why it didn't go through earlier. DR saying the problem is Flynn has trouble working with bench minutes. He needs starters minutes to get warmed up. I kind of feel you. That's a good point. I still think he deserved a little bit more chance to play and maybe with some of the minutes that Delano got. But hey, Delano delivered as soon as he touched the court, and we haven't taken him off since for a good reason. And speaking of that guy, Delano runs the court after the rebound. Beautiful assist to Boucher and won the Canadian connection. Oh man, you love to see that. You just love to see it. Big bucket there, coast to coast for Delano, finding his fellow Canadian under the basket, and Chris finishing the and one. It's a big play for the Raps here. I really need them to get a W tonight. Got to protect home court, and beating this Pistons team is going to be a big part of that. Pascal back with the ball. Svi in the corner. Cash that. Just misses, but Delano persistent. Gets the putback. He's looking good early. I've been kind of slandering Delano, and he's just showing out. Laban in the chat saying Rexdale. Rexdale, stand up. Matty Maru taking note of that mustache as well, saying unreal stash, looking old school. He is looking old school. I like the look of that stash, but it is Movember. Probably doing this for a good cause. Mustafa pointing up behind the back. That was cool. Delano's got an elite dribble for a guy that size. Great highlight play for him. As I said, coming off a crazy G League performance last night. Shayar saying Flynn's too short. You know what? He is definitely an undersized player, even for a small position. But I think the real issue is that you have him and Fred. So playing them together is a little bit difficult. And you know that the Raptors have no issue playing 2 point guards at the same time. As a matter of fact, I think they kind of like it. But it was a bit of a different dynamic when Lowry and Fred were playing together, because Lowry just doesn't get bullied in the post whatsoever. I would worry about Malachi a bit. If Fred, for whatever reason, wasn't on this roster, and you just had a point guard who was a little bit taller and starting in front of Malachi, I feel like you would see some more times where he touches court. But yeah, the height definitely plays into it. Last minute miss there at the buzzer by Siakam, but that's okay. Raptors are up right now at the end of the first quarter. All right, and now I'm going to get these bets up on the screen. I apologize again that it hasn't already been done. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not great with this technical stuff. I'm sure as you guys have already figured out, but you know what? I've been learning. I've been getting better with it. Ben Rogers is obviously a wizard when it comes to this kind of stuff. Tried to teach me his ways, but I can only learn gradually, right? And I know Riker's the same way. It's always funny when Riker and I try to host something together. It usually ends up being quite the circus, but definitely make sure you guys check out the post game of this game, obviously, with Ben and Riker. And then I also do my 5 takeaways, which has been a pretty fun segment to do. I kind of just rip through it, and a lot of the feedback I get in the comments, people giving their own takeaways, is great to see as well. Just great community vibe, honestly. All right. Where is my bet? Here it is. All right, coming in hot. And there we go, guys. You see it yourself. Pascal Siakam, over 18.5 points. Scotty Barnes over 2.5 assists. Shout out to the 62 people currently watching. Let me know if it's up on the screen for you guys. Should be fixed up now. We had some issues with the scoreboard earlier as well, but I think we're all squared away now. Please let me know in the chat if there are any more issues, and I'll just catch up right now in the chat. I've been figuring out the logistics of this for a moment now. Joey in the chat saying Poutine's catapult shot needs work. The form always looks a little bit janky for Chris Boucher, but he's been great for us. I trust him as a shooter, even though he's been off this season. It is some wonky form, though. It's always interesting listening to other commentators talk about Boucher when he goes to take a shot. They're like, what on earth was that? But half the time he'll cash those crazy looks. Maybe not this year, but he was an animal for us last season. Him and Malachi both. I miss seeing those guys go out there and do their thing, but have more faith that Chris will show back up for us this season in a big way. Contract year for him. Gotta hope he balls out for his own sake. Tom Moreau saying, that's money in the bank, Josh. I'm definitely hoping so. Pascal Siakam with 5 points there in the first quarter. So following basic mathematics, I mean, he got 4 quarters. He's got 5 points in the first. 4 times 5, 20. And that's a 1 bet for us. So hoping that works out. Scotty Barnes, does he have any assists right now? 2 assists already for Scotty. Okay, this might be money in the bank, but I'm going to knock on wood anyways. I'm a little bit superstitious. Lunchbox saying, that death lineup, Boucher, Siakam, Svi, Banton, and Barnes. Thank you, Nick Nurse. There's a whole lot of length coming their way. Delano with the ball here. Yeah, Chris constantly looks off the point guards when they tell him to do something. He just did it again. Delano from 3, cashes it. Oh, man. All right, I'm done talking about Malachi Flynn. I'm sorry about that, guys. King Delano is on the court. Splashing threes. Barnes gets the takeaway there. Just fell off the fingertips of a Detroit player. It's going the other way. It's so sad. I don't know much of Detroit's roster. I obviously know Isaiah Stu, Cade Cunningham, Corey Joe out there right now, the Canadian, former Raptor, man. Shouts out Corey Joe. I'm a huge Corey Joe fan. Tom Moreau pointing out, at least Siakam gets some calls. He's always been pretty good about getting the foul line. I just wish he would do it in a more like decisive, calculated way, right? Like he's a slasher. He needs to get fouled or break the play. I just want him to have a go-to move that's money. Tough to be a top guy without that. But hits the first free throw. We're up 40-36. Raps roll. So Shehar saying, I hope Toronto gets an NFL team. I saw that they're exploring an expansion, having a bunch of meetings for it, and there was a bunch of places that were pitched as potential landing spots for the NFL team. One of them actually being London in the UK. Shouts out to our UK viewers out right now. That'd be pretty cool, but don't know how you would make that work logistically. I saw St. Louis was another option to get a team again after they lost the Rams. I think Toronto would be a great place for an NFL team. I definitely do. Not sure what that would do to the CFL's ratings. I mean, they're already kind of bad, but that would be awesome. I'm not even a diehard football guy, but I think having a NFL team in Toronto would be a successful endeavor. So Banton with the ball again. Scotty comes to set the pick. Rookie chemistry on its way. Oh, wow. So throws the ball out, but Scotty Barnes just so long and athletic. He almost swoops it back into play. Should be Detroit's ball still. Yeah, it's Detroit's ball. Corey Joseph coming up the court for the Pistons. Jackson misses. Jackson being the mustache man. Mikhailuk from Siakam lays it up and in. Nice little transition basket for the Raptors there. Oh, sorry. My apologies. By Scotty Barnes. So, if I'm correct here, I believe Scotty Barnes already has 3 assists. Jackson from 3. Gets it for the Pistons. We're up by 1. Lunchbox 420 pointing out the Barnes touch pass. Oh my god, this guy is a gifted passer. Putting his betting line at 2.5 assists is just like free money. Worried about Pascal, but Scotty Barnes, I believe, is already delivered. Just waiting for that stat to be officially recorded here on my scoreboard. Okay, and Shehar reminding me that Toronto's competing against St. Louis, London, San Antonio. And I guess, yeah, those are the only other locations outside of Toronto. Okay. So I was looking at the chat here, and then I looked back up. Apparently, it was Siakam who directly passed it to Svi, who scored, but the touch pass by Scotty came before that. I unfortunately missed it, but that's okay. Scotty Barnes, I think, will still be fine to get his 3 assists for me tonight. And overall, I just want to see a Raptors W. Mustafa asking predictions on this game. It's been pretty high scoring so far. Like, not ridiculous, but high scoring relative to what the Raptors normally do, right? Our offense has struggled before, and we're always locked in on D. I would say 117 to 109 Toronto victory. So Fayaz asking, what app do I use to bet? I use Bet365. Oh, Siakam in the paint. Nice little bucket. All right, work that mid-range game, Spicy P. Love to see that. Wraps up by 3. But yeah, I use Bet365. They have the Bet Builder feature. And allows you to parlay the player props. So that's what I use. But you could use an array of bets, or array of betting platforms. I just tend to go with this one, like I said, so I can do the parlays. But smarter move might even just be to single off bet them because, Barnes almost with the steal there. Detroit pull Sadiq Bey from 3. Misses. Svi with the rebound, and the Raptors are coming the other way. All right, Pascal with the ball. Show me something. He's been hot. Malachi, come on. And I got to take notice. Malachi in the game. Jacks up another 3. Splashes it. That's my guy right there. You just love to see a world where Malachi and Banton are both coexisting and playing good. Good stuff. Nice shot. Pascal giving Malachi the big embrace there. It's good stuff. Malachi misses his first 3-point attempt. We get the offensive rebound. Malachi gets it again. Makes no mistake about it. And Barnes just has such an all-around game. Touches it out to Siakam, and Siakam pushes it out over. I think Siakam and Barnes actually could have a very underrated playmaking chemistry. Pretty good passers for big men. So Azriel saying, I'm calling 118 to 108 Raptors W tonight. So Siakam, do you think he could play around and get a triple-double tonight? He's got 10 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. All right. Are we saying Pascal Siakam triple-double tonight? I don't know if I'm jinxing it or how superstitious you guys are, but he's pretty well on pace right now. Needs 4 more assists and 3 more rebounds. The 3 more rebounds should be easy. This would be nice. Diljit saying, Siakam feeding full meals to Flynn tonight. Love the looks. Me too. Happy to see, like I said, Flynn and Banton coexisting and going out there and both recording some good stats there for the Raps early in this game. 63 live viewers. Shouts out everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Artisan saying, honestly, if Siakam plays like this and doesn't ball hog, then I don't mind. That there is a lot of underrated things about Pascal Siakam. Like I just said, his playmaking is really great for someone his size. He can rebound. He's always good for hustle points. I think if he can do a little bit of everything for this team, we can forgive the lack of having a go-to shot. Still not an ideal situation, but Pascal's got to find some way to make himself useful. He's got a lot of rest tonight. The Pistons are not good. Let's hope he continues to torch them. Barnes with 2, 2, and 2 across the stat line. $71 live viewers. This number's already climbing up. Appreciate everybody in here. Brian Martin, just speaking the mind of old Raptors fans. We're so lucky to have Barnes. We talked about this early on. I said that if we could do a redraft today, I bet you the order of the top 4 goes still Cade Cunningham, but then it's Scotty Barnes, Evan Mobley, and then Jalen Green. That's what I would guess in terms of where we're looking at them in a power ranking at the moment. If you could redraft on opening night. If you go back to draft night, redo the selections, that's how I say it would go down. But let me know in the chat what you guys think. And let me know your score predictions as well for this game. It's already turned out to be a pretty exciting one on OVO night here in Toronto. Hopefully we can protect home court because that's been an issue for this team. Corey Joseph out to Bay. Misses the three, and Scotty with the rebound. Raptors are coming the other way. Ooh. That was a little bit of an overpass there by Barnes, but love the idea to push the floor. Detroit back with the ball here. It's 49 for Toronto, 43 for the Pistons. Bay to Jackson. Misses the three, and Svi's got the rebound coming down. The Splash Bandicoot. That's my favorite nickname for him, but Fiji Water is it's more suiting. Malachi in the mid-range. Just misses. That's a nice look, though. He's silky. Malachi's got a great point guard game, just a little undersized. Jackson's fouled by Barnes. So Matty Maru, in a redraft, if the Raptors had the number 1 pick, would we still take Barnes? Maybe knowing everything we know right now, yes. But if you were to go back and just give them the first overall pick in that moment before we knew Scotty Barnes would turn out like this, I would like to say we would have taken Cade Cunningham, just to give you like the realist answer. But who knows? I mean, they were blown away by Scotty Barnes' measurements. They were looking at him like he was the next Giannis or Kawhi, and he's starting to play like it. So they were definitely amazed when they had their interviews with him, did some research, talked to Leonard Hamilton, the head coach there of FSU. Just everything about Scotty Barnes was so ideal for the Raptors, seemed to fit their culture, the direction they wanted to go. Masai might have taken him first overall, but I do think that if I had to bet on it, we would have got Cade Cunningham. And to this day, I still think Cade Cunningham deserved to go first, but I do think down the road, we'll look back and say the Raptors got the best player. Scotty with the ball right now, driving on Cade, draws the foul. I do like Cade Cunningham a lot. Jeff for Sale 1 saying the Raptors are a road team since Tampa. I mean, you play a whole season on the road. I guess he learned to do with it pretty well. Brian Martin saying he prefers Splash Bandicoot as well, but Matt Devlin has said Fiji on TV already, so I guess Fiji wins. Matt Devlin has called it. He's decided. I think it was actually Barnes who... He was the first time I ever seen someone call him Fiji Water. It was on Scotty Barnes' Snapchat story, so maybe the rookie deserves credit for the nickname there. All right, Cunningham coming back with the ball. Scotty's D'ing him up. Ooh, Cunningham almost with the turnover. The Raps are playing aggressive D here. Jackson misses the three. I believe Killian Hayes with the rebound. Killian Hayes I thought would be a lot better than he's turned out to be, but watch him to be a good player in the future. I think he'll take a while to develop, but I liked him a lot in last year's draft. I thought he would have came into the league and done a bit better, but definitely not writing him off. I believe he's from France. Yeah, international players have gotten a really great reputation in the NBA as of late. Scotty Barnes turning over the ball on the pressure there. Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes doing the double. 72 live viewers, man. If you guys are in this, throw down a like spike. Appreciate everyone who's watching. Brian Martin saying, what's surprising to me is that Barnes is leading in rebounds for rookies. You know what? It's like a pleasant surprise, but I'm also just... I'm not overly surprised. Killian Hayes getting to the rim there. I mean, Scotty's length and intensity and the fact that the Raptors aren't a great rebounding team, it makes sense that he's going to come in and contribute immediately in that way. And Malachi Flynn going to the basket hard, missing the shot but getting fouled clearly. He'll shoot too. Yeah, so the Pistons are wasting no time. They are going after Scotty in the double team all night. Malachi Flynn missing a free throw. So far, I think Barnes, Flynn, and Siakam have all missed a free throw. So not a great way to start here. That kind of stuff can come back to bite you. We're only up by now 2 points. It's early in the game, but you got to take care of that stuff if you want to win. Control what you can control. Cade Cunningham from 3, misses. Scotty with the board. All right, go coast to coast, Scotty. Nice. Hey, I got my wish. Big bucket by Scotty. You could see as soon as he took that first dribble off the glass that he was going to go coast to coast. He wanted to get a bucket. Wraps up by 4. It's a big man move right there. Oh, Mustafa asking, is Precious injured? I actually wonder. I haven't heard anything. I don't think he is, but yeah, haven't seen Precious in the game yet. We'll keep monitoring that situation. Oh, and Boucher missed the free throw as well. Ramaz reminding me of that. We got to take care of the gimmies. Okay, so Tom Moreau clearing that up for the Precious situation, saying he's got abdomen pain, so I would assume he's out for tonight. Hopefully he's okay. Doesn't sound like it's too serious, but that always sucks. Grant, he was someone a lot of people thought could win the MIP last year. Had a great season. I believe he still averaged over 20. Came over from Denver, got his money, and delivered for the Pistons. Anunoby to the rack with the left. That's a nice finish. All right, and Killian Hayes coming back the other way for Detroit. 65 live viewers right now. Shouts out everybody. Matty Maru saying, has Scotty cemented himself as a top 10 player of all time? He got snubbed from the top 75 list, man. How come he wasn't on there? He's on his way. He's got that skill set. It'd be cool to see him become like the next guy. He actually has that kind of ceiling, which is crazy. I know it's so far down the road, like crazy to even verbalize, but when you have a skill set like Scotty Barnes, you can be optimistic like this. Kem Birch with the offensive rebound gets fouled. He'll be shooting too. Got to start converting at the free throw line. I mean, yeah, Mustafa correcting Matty here saying, nah, Scotty's a top 3 player of all time. Goes LeBron, Michael, Scotty. And I'm not talking Pippen. Speaking of Scottie Pippen, what are our thoughts right now, guys? Let me know in the chat on the situation between him and Michael. I watched The Last Dance, and there was times, and I like Michael, but there was times where I thought to myself, geez, oh my God, another missed free throw for the Raptors. Birch misses that last one there. We're still up by 4, but they got to take care of this. This could come back to bite us. But in The Last Dance, I felt like Michael really did kind of just rag on his teammates a little bit. At one point, he's like, yeah, Scotty gave up on the team, yada, yada, yada. It's like you have such a great dynasty legacy, and Scotty's done so much for you that even if that did happen at one point, to put it into the documentary about the team, not just you, I didn't like that. It rubbed me the wrong way. I think that Scotty's being a little bit too verbal about his displeasure. Nice bucket there. Little floater in the lane from Goran Dragic, but still, I looked at it and felt like Michael was a little bit out of pocket with some of the things he said in The Last Dance. Definitely expected his teammates to get upset. And yes, Scotty's not happy. Cade misses another 3. That one almost went down, but Dragic has the rebound. We're going the other way. Goran through the legs to Birch. What a nice assist. Pass. Didn't end up going down, but Birch is fouled. He'll go shoot 2. Please, Kem Birch. You got to start draining these. So Rayquaza is saying, how crazy would it be to have the face of the NBA playing in Toronto? It would be wild. I honestly do think we got one season of it in Kawhi there, but people didn't even really appreciate that until the end when it was playoffs. And then we're like, okay, Kawhi is the best player in the league. Certainly didn't get that same recognition during the regular season with the Raptors. And it was one season long. So we didn't really get to sit in that limelight for too long. It'd be amazing. I mean, the amount of NBA content I consume on the regular, to think if we had the best player in the league on our team, I would just wake up every day and spend too many hours on YouTube Jeremy Grant with a nice and one there. Kembridge fouls him. Gotta take care of the free throw line. Game's a little bit too close. 75 viewers in here. Shouts at everybody in the chat. Yeah, Mustafa tipping his hat here to Dragic, saying that was sick from Dragic. So Azriel saying Scottie Pippen is too bitter to listen to. He wants to be seen as Michael's equal for some weird reason. You know what? I do agree. He's too bitter right now. He's got to bite his tongue a little bit. He's saying too much. But I do think that if I was Scottie Pippen, some of the ways I was depicted in that Last Dance film were a little bit like disrespectful. And maybe it's all true. Maybe it all did happen. Scottie claims it didn't all go down that way. But even if it did, to air that all out when you have like Dynasty, to me it was doing a lot of disservices to guys that you won with. There wasn't any need for it. Could have focused more on the positives throughout it. That's just my take. Maybe I'm a bit of a Michael hater. I obviously love LeBron James. So I'm biased a little bit, but I think Scottie's got a bit of a right to be mad. Am I off with that? Fred saying, what up, Josh? Fred, happy to see you in the chat, bro. What are you up to? Brian Martin saying, personally, I like Dragic. I wish he got more floor time. It was weird, eh? He had a couple bad games to start off the season, and Nick Nurse just immediately pulled the plug, said sit down, and it did tell him the whole time, stay ready though, and clearly he hasn't really missed that much of a step. This is great. We had to see him get back out there at some point inevitably to either raise that trade value or help this team directly. Goran Dragic is a complete pro. He's good return for Kyle Lowry along there with Precious, given our situation. $75 live viewers. Appreciate everybody. So Manny saying Dragic is running the offense really well. A lot of love for Dragic out here. Rahul asking me, why do you hate Michael Jordan? I don't hate Michael at all. Michael he's the greatest player of all time. LeBron's the best player of all time. And then, so just giving him that respect, right? He's the greatest. When you say the greatest, it includes multiple notions of things, right? It's accolades, it's persona, it's all these things put together. But when it comes to who's the best basketball player, like the most skilled and versatile to ever step on a court, I do give that to LeBron James personally. In my opinion, doesn't mean it's correct, but I give Michael the GOAT respect. I guess the only difference here is I do think he stepped a little bit out of line depicting Scottie. Maybe this is a bit of a hot take, but I think Scottie's onto something. He needs to bite his tongue a bit more. He's coming across as bitter. Jose Calderon saying, spicy people get the over. Let's pray. Let's pray, brother. Okay, Paul Blunt saying Pippen is trying to sell a book. That's all. See, I didn't even know that Pippen was in the process of selling a book. Maybe that goes into the comments a little bit for sure. But yeah, even personally, I did think that some of the things that Michael said, I was like, geez, that kind of makes Scottie look terrible in The Last Dance. I'm just being the Scottie defendant here for no good reason. I was just personally relating to it a bit when I saw it, thinking to myself, I wouldn't be big on that either. But if he's just trying to sell a book, that kind of takes away his case a bit. Rahul asking me, do you take LeBron over Kobe? Yeah, I do. I definitely do. All respects to Kobe, the legend. I mean, top 5 player. But I do take LeBron over Kobe personally. So Leland saying Dragic and Fred don't play well together, but on his own, he is at all-star level. Maybe give it a bit of time to pan out. At least Dragic is a bit longer, right? So you don't have the too short point guard issue that you have when Flynn's out there with Van Vliet. But I don't know. There's such a short sample size. To see it long term, you'll get a better idea. But right now, giving Dragic just the full reins to be our point guard tonight is definitely paying off for him. Mustafa saying the Raptors have 10 nations in their current roster. That is a special part of this team. I mean, the fan base in the city of Toronto is so diverse. To have a team that kind of reflects the city itself is cool. Oh, Scotty almost putting him on a poster. Gets blocked by Grant, I believe. Pistons come back the other way and get a bucket. They're up by 1. These are moments where I'm really starting to look back at those missed free throws and already feel upset, but we got a minute 40 left in the half here. And a foul charge to the bench here. Is that Nick Nurse who got that foul? Ryan saying Barnes never gets any calls. What a joke. Let's see here. Yeah, that did look like a lot of contact by Grant. So Nick Nurse losing his mind over that. Picks up the tech. That's okay. He's going to bat for his players. Grant drains the free throw. That's okay. I'm okay with that technical foul because it did look like Scotty got whacked there. No call from the refs. As a rookie, it might take a while to get the whistle on your side, but surely enough, I do think that Scotty Barnes will get that eventually. He's going to be living in the paint his whole career. He better. Svi Mikhailuk with the ball. Fine score on. Oh, Dragic blocked by Hayes. Okay, Hayes is showing a little bit of something this game. Like I said, disappointing rookie campaign for Killian Hayes, who I thought was going to be really good. Like potentially rookie of the year good. I think he went 7th overall. But Killian Hayes, he's going to be a hooper. Just might take a while to develop. Missed shot there for the Raptors. That was kind of ugly. Grant is coming back the other way. We are down by 2. Big task coming into the chat saying the Knicks will be back. Don't get too comfortable. You know what? The Knicks, I thought they would be a little bit better this season, but you're right. It's many games left to go. They've got a good roster. We'll see what they get up to. But don't sleep on the Raptors either, man. People count us out every season. So where do I put Steph Curry in my all-time rankings? I think he's the best point guard of all time, personally. And of course, I have the bias of watching him for so long. But I think the only difference is Magic Johnson. Yes, he was a point guard, but he did so much unconventional things at that spot. Like he could play the 1 through 5, and he did play the 1 through 5. So just off of a true point guard, played it his whole career, I gotta say it goes to Curry. But to put Curry on like the all-time list, I haven't really thought that one out as to where I would put him like for all players. But on the point guard side of things, I'd say he's the best point guard of all time. Let me know what you guys think. So Brian reminding that Raptors 6 missed free throws. It's killing us. It is. It's catching up. Tyler Smith saying, Raps got to take care of business here. Pistons owned us last year. That can't happen. Tyler, say it louder for everybody in the back. Let's protect home court tonight. This team only has 2 wins. The Raptors have hopes of making the playoffs. Gary Trent Jr. converting here at the free throw line with his first bucket. Minute 10 left here in the second quarter. But yeah, we got to take care of business. Jose Calderon saying, Josh, that is a terrible take. Curry is LeBron's son. All of his championships are some of the least valuable in league history. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Guys, and then people saying AI over Curry. You know, it's such a crazy debate who's the best point guard. You got to think that Steph's 3 championships like go into it a bit, right? Like I get he's number 1 finals MVP, but he was the first unanimous MVP in league history. I mean, look what he's doing even right now. He changed the NBA. He made 3-point shooting the main offensive approach. Like he's completely rewired the way the NBA. I get AI from like a culture standpoint, sticking up for people, and like, you know, he was the first guy to say, I'm gonna wear what I'm gonna wear. He was so outspoken. He's done a ton for the culture of the game, and he was a hooper too, right? Like you can't question AI's game, of course, but I just think Steph Curry's uber accomplished at the point guard spot. He's my number 1, but hey, you know, just because I say it, obviously, it doesn't mean it's right or I'm saying you're wrong. Everyone's got their own take on it. Gary Trent Jr. from 3. Splash this. That looked like money. He hits it. Raps are up by 1. Talk Raps with Ndande saying this is a high-scoring game. I was noticing that even earlier on that it was getting that way. And it's rare for the Raptors, right? We're a lockdown defensive team that sometimes struggles to score. Speaking of high scoring, another flush there under the basket for the Pistons. They're up by 1. 10 seconds left. I apologize for not being as active in the chat. I'm just hopping in and answering as I see. Goran Dragic to the basket. Misses. He was looking for the foul. Not happy about that one, but we're down by 1 going into halftime. Hey, apologies there to Talk Raps with Ndande. I've just been coming in and out of the chat, watching the game, and sometimes I do miss comments, but appreciate you being in here in the chat. D. Ned saying, my God, I miss the old Pascal. He's looking like Andre Iguodala. Pascal's doing a little bit of everything right now. So he's got 10 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. He should be right on track to hit that bet for us. And if this game continues to be close, I think Pascal will play a fair bit down the stretch, hoping he can get me 19. And then Scotty Barnes, still at 2 assists, but he's got 5, 4, and 2. 2 of 5 on the field goals. And then Gary Trent Jr., 18 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 2 steals. He's 4 of 5 from 3-point range. Don't play with Scary Gary, man. Terry Black saying, if the Raps can't win this year, I'd love to see Curry win Finals MVP against the Nets. You see, I actually don't really like the Warriors as much as I like Curry. It would be nice for Curry's career. I'd almost rather see him get regular season MVP. That would be really cool, especially at the age he's at right now. I wouldn't mind that at all, but I just don't think that the Warriors, even though they started off really good, are complete enough of a team to go back to the finals and win. But in a hypothetical situation, I wouldn't complain. Curry's my guy. Got to show love to him. Del Curry, his dad, former Raptor. Steph was born in Toronto, actually. Or no, never mind. He played in Toronto when he was very young when Del was on the Raptors, but I believe Curry was actually born in Akron, Ohio, in the same hospital as LeBron James. Fact check that, guys. I'm pretty sure it's correct. Some wild stuff there, but 76 live viewers right now. Appreciate you guys. Diljit asking, who's your pick to win the Western Conference Finals? That's a good question. I'm just looking through. Give me a second to think on that. I'm checking out all the other comments here that I've missed. Jose Calderon saying LeBron's 2 best players out in 2015. The rest of his team was a bunch of G Leaguers. 2017 and 2018 just proved that KD is better than Steph. Well, I mean, KD's like a legend in his own right completely. And when you put the two together, you're going to get championship success. But think about it inversely. KD never did it without Steph, and Steph did it without KD. So I can't really sit here and say that Steph was dependent on KD. But, to each their own. Everyone's got their own opinion. So Leland saying Golden State had too many other all-stars carrying the team. Curry was awful without them. Oh, man, Curry is getting ragged here. Toby saying, this game is the reason why we can't even entertain a Fred VanVleet trade. Toby, let me know what you mean by that, because, I think Fred VanVleet is... I can't tell if you're saying he should go or he shouldn't. Let me know what you mean there, Toby. I'm a big FVV fan, though, so I wouldn't like to see him leave Toronto. Ryan saying, I need Barnes to start scoring. Ryan, I believe, has the 20-point bet there on Scotty Barnes tonight, and he's got 5 points. Going to be an uphill grind for Scotty, but I'm hoping it can work out for you, man. Don't rule it out. 15 points and a half can definitely happen, especially for a player as explosive as Scotty. Hopefully he's going to take this matchup with Cade Cunningham personally. Jimmy bringing this back up in the chat here saying, do you guys remember seeing Pascal Barnes getting hammered at the rim with no call? I do. That was bad, and that's where we got the tech because I believe it was Nick Nurse stuck his neck out there saying, why isn't my guy getting the call under the rim? It was definitely a foul, but got missed by the refs there. Grant gets away with one. Yeah, Ryan saying, I always believe in Scotty. Jeff in the zone saying, sup Jeff, how you doing, man? Artisan saying, I just hope Siakam doesn't try to play hero ball in the second half, play within the flow. Yeah, things don't go well when Pascal Siakam tries to play hero ball. He's already filling up the stat sheet, like I said, 10, 7, and 6. If he can continue to play an all-around game and not force up, looks like he's Kevin Durant, then we're going to be fine. I think Pascal, like I said, he's got to refine his role a bit. He's got to stop doing as much, but it's just tough when you pay him that much money. You always want him to be the guy, but sometimes he can have a bigger impact just being more naturally Pascal. So Toby clearing that up, clearing it up, his comment earlier saying, I'm saying we can't think about trading him. We look disorganized and awful on offense. We look lost. Okay, that's what I thought you meant. I agree. Fred VanVleet is really the heartbeat of this team, even though he's like our fourth best player behind OG. I would say like OG, Barnes, and then Trent even at times looks like he could end up being more offensively potent. But Fred's like the steady heartbeat of this team. And like you can see, he can go get you north of 30 points some nights, hit big shots. Fred VanVleet's not perfect, but he's definitely been here the longest out of any other Raptor on the team, and it's his team. So I'm with you, Toby. I agree. This is a testament to how calming the presence of Fred VanVleet is, and he's a guy that doesn't miss a lot of free throws in important plays. Fanfiction Pop-Tart saying, how is Cade playing? I gotta check how Cade is playing. Doesn't seem like great. I know he's hit 1 3-pointer, played some good defense on Scotty there, but nothing too amazing, nothing too bad. Terry Black saying, I got Scotty 22 points / rebounds. He needs a big half. All right, yeah, so the rebound Scotty has... Okay, so he's got like 9 total stats. You need 22. That could happen, if he has a little bit of a better second half. It's kind of already on pace. I wouldn't worry too much. Tom Moreau saying Barnes will get those calls in time. I like to think so too. We know how the whistle works in the NBA. It goes in the way of the star. He's going to be a star. Got to hope that you eventually get that recognition by the officials because he's going to be living in the paint for his career. Ozil the Beast saying, why would we play hero ball when we were down by like 15? We're not down by that much, but no need to play hero ball right now anyways for Pascal Siakam. He's playing a great game, just facilitating, rebounding, running the floor. 10 points, like a humble first half for him, but like I said, just contributing in all ways possible. But the Raptors, the free throws killed them there in the first half. That's already going to be a takeaway of this game for sure. 92 people watching right now. Appreciate everybody in the chat, man. You guys are the best. DR saying hero ball is the Raptors' kryptonite. Paul Blunt saying Isaiah Thomas accomplished a lot in an era with hand checking and low 3-point shooting. That's a very good point. Maybe I'm sleeping on Isaiah Thomas because he could be a top point guard of all time as well. Definitely is a top point guard, but is he number one? That's up to varying opinions. I have the obvious bias that I've watched Steph win and do all the things that he's done, get an MVP. So like I said, I'm definitely biased by my experience, but definitely shouts out to IT, man. First general manager of the Raptors. People forget about the roots that he has to this team. DR saying, what about Fred for Lonzo Ball? I almost don't think either team would do that trade. I think that they're... actually, Chicago would love to bring home Fred VanVleet. Rockford, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. I would say Fred right now is better than Lonzo Ball. Is he as flashy? Definitely not. Is he as athletic? Definitely not. But I think that you would probably, as of today, rather have Fred Van Vliet on your team, but could this change in the near future? Definitely. I also just love Fred Van Vliet's personality and demeanor. It does so much for our team. Toby in the chat mentioning this is one of those games where you look at it and you're like, this is why we cannot humor trading Fred Van Vliet, because he's got that kind of presence and accountability on offense and defense. He's the heartbeat of the team. He's the engine that moves this Raptors vehicle. 96 people checking out the live stream right now. Appreciate everybody. Artisan saying Pascal's mid-range needs work. He acts like he has no strength in his arms when he goes and does a fadeaway. Yeah, things don't normally work out too great when Pascal tries to take a contested shot. I mean, I've been sounding like a broken record saying that, and I don't want to drag him through the mud, but Pascal is not a contested shooter. He's a guy that wants to run the floor, get easy buckets with his legs. That's how he plays his best. You gave him the paycheck of a guy who should be able to shoot contested shots. He's had his moments. It's just not consistent for him. You are right. Fadeaway could use some work. I did see him hit a nice one there in that first half, though. Pascal having a good game. Luca Figueiredo saying, what's up with the refs? Anyone know? Classic Raptors fans chiming in, dragging the refs through the mud. Mystery saying, we need a center so bad right now before we address anything else. Yeah, that is a glaring issue. And when you go get that center, I'm hoping he's 7 feet tall. Been saying the Mavericks are going to be an ideal trade partner with us. They got KP and Moses Brown, and I know for a fact that we got some guys on our roster that they would like. Come trade deadline time, something could get done. I'm saying the Mavericks are probably the team. But let me know, who would you guys go after in the chat to solve this center issue, which is still glaring to this moment? Jeremy W. saying Stockton was a special point guard as well. Definitely shouts out to John Stockton. Didn't get to win, but still a legendary point guard for sure. Artisan saying a lot of teams would take Dragic. He didn't even really play at all so far this season. Definitely, the Mavericks are one of them. Toby Salako saying, look at a guy like CP3. He controls the flow of the game. Have y'all actually played competitive basketball? A heady point guard is the most valuable guy on the floor. 110%, man. And that's where, I mean, you're bringing up the CP3 example, I feel like just to sort of hype up Fred more as well, because Fred's got that similar type of game where, you know, he can shoot the mid-range, he can take the threes, he's a good playmaker, great defender, and overall just like the level-headed leader that you need. CP3, you're right, he is one of the, like, that. It's the heartbeat of your team. I've been saying that. And, you know, Toby, if you play basketball yourself, I'm sure you can speak to that as as one of the most important assets a team can have on the floor. I mean, Kyle Lowry, you don't always see him on the box score, but does he bring you into a contending team? Definitely. Brings you closer at least. Kyle Lowry is another great example of that. DR saying pick up Day'Ron Sharpe. That was another rookie that went to Montverde with Scotty. We were talking about him earlier. Tom Moreau, he's been all over the Mo Bamba train. He wants that. I'm not as high on Bamba, but he's having a breakout season. If the Raps could land him for cheap somehow, I wouldn't say no. Predator Kingdom saying Gary Trent Jr. greater than Norm. You know, not even trying to slander Norm, but I do think you're right, and I'm sure Masai agrees with you, which is why he did that trade. Fanfiction Pop-Tart saying, hey Josh, do you see any centers in Europe or elsewhere that might fit the Raptors? I know I'm not as in touch with European basketball in the international sphere there, but maybe. I think overall you want to find some guy who's already NBA ready, because we need a 7-foot starter, right? It's not just like we need a bench center. We want someone to go into our starting lineup, because Precious is a project. He's not ready to be our starter right now. I mean, he can be serviceable and probably get it done, but it's not ideal. You're not going to contend like that necessarily. Chris Boucher is probably on his way out after the season and has really struggled so far. And Kem Birch is fairly one-dimensional as a rebounder putback guy. And even he's only, 6'9". So a 7-foot center who's already NBA ready, I think is the main goal. But if you can find that guy in Europe, you know, I would trust the Raptors to do that. If he's out there, I'm sure they'll find him. Lunchbox 420 saying Dragic and Fred for Bol Bol. That's a steep price for Bol Bol. I don't think I would give that up for Bol Bol, but I'm a huge fan of his. I mean, kind of a unicorn, right? 7 feet tall, defensive monster, and then also can just shoot a three like a guard. Definitely a player that would help out the Raptors a ton. He's young, so would fit into our core. Maybe you could make that trade and it would make a ton of sense down the road, but I just feel like that's too steep of a price to give up right now. Dave S. coming in saying, there's no excuse for giving up 65 points to the Pistons in a half. I'm hearing you, and you're at home too. No, this is not the defensive identities that the Raptors have made the cornerstone of their franchise. This is an uncharacteristic game for them, but at least we're scoring with the Pistons, so it's a close game. We're only down by 1. The Raptors got to make up for this quickly, though, into the second half, because if you lose this game to the Pistons at home, what are you doing? It's going to leave you at 2-6 at home, and all you did was complain last season that we're in Tampa. We need our crowd to fire up our energy players. Get the job done tonight. 90 people watching right now. If you're in this, drop a like spike. Second half is coming back. I might miss some of these comments here in the chat. I apologize to anyone that I'm missing here. I definitely try to answer all of them, but here we go. We are back underway. Killian Hayes to Grant to Cunningham, back to Hayes. Get a block, come on. There we go. Misses the shot, and Goran Dragic is heading the other way. Barnes fouled. All right, Ryan, you might have your points bet. Terry, I know you're waiting on him to get some rebounds and buckets as well. Scotty Barnes going to the line. Magnetic saying, what up, Josh? Magnetic, how you doing, man? Happy to see you in the chat. T-Bird Brad throwing out his trade package idea. Dragic, Boucher, plus a second-round pick for Miles Turner. I would do that in a heartbeat. Definitely would. But I feel like the Dragic-Boucher package is going to be more suited to a contender because I believe both are off of contract this year. And then also Dragic, much older. I just see it as the Mavericks would love that. I'm so bent on this Mavericks trade. They're the ideal trade partners. I think that we both get value out of doing a deal. Isaiah Stewart there with the bucket. He's a solid sophomore player. All right, OG down in the post. Yeah, Grant hooked him there. All right. So OG should be going to the line, I believe. That's good news. So Grant just got his third personal foul. Hopefully they'll take him off the court. He's a really talented guy. Like I said, almost was in the running there for the MIP early last season. He got paid his money, left Denver to come here to Detroit, and it's looked like it's been worth every penny for the Pistons. All right, so never mind. It wasn't a shooting foul. We got the ball right now. My mistake there. Dragic shoots it. Nice. Bangs the shot. That's what we need. I love to see a Goran Dragic three-pointer. Our lefty PG. So Tom Moreau saying, you guys like Bol Bol more than Bamba? Maybe I'm a fool for saying this. I'm not ruling that out. But I do think I like Bol Bol. He's younger with a better skill set. I like him better. And I think he's going to be a more physical defender than I think Mo Bamba ever will be. Mo Bamba's kind of skinny, even though he's super long. I'm a big Bol Bol guy. I think, this is a really random fact about Bol Bol. Isaiah Stew with the bucket there. We're tied at 69 apiece. But funny fact here about Bol Bol. I think his first tattoo, when he got into the league, I mean, guys get, all sorts of ink, but he got a doodle of Squidward on his ankle. I don't know. I saw that. I was like, Bol Bol he's a fool, man. He's a funny guy. I'd love to see him become a Raptor. Overall, big fan of him. So Jeeth in the chat saying, we saw Siakam leaving Nick Nurse hanging, right? I actually missed that. It's going to get all his playing time taken away. Lunchbox 420 saying, Pascal's my hero, so is Freddie, but I'm willing to trade Fred to go big lineups. The deal's right. I'm not ruling out a Fred trade. I'm not looking for it actively, but that could happen. And then T-Bird Brad piping up saying Bomba is better than Bull. That's a fair opinion. Bomba's going to have a breakout season, already is. Going to be one of few bright spots for Orlando, I think. Ooh, nice little deep mid-range there for Pascal Siakam. Tied at 71 right now. You love to see that. He's got 12 points. Mystery saying, bro, defense is non-existent. It's been lacking tonight. And to Toby's point, you don't have your floor general Fred VanVleet out there, and so maybe trading him does burn you long term. He's a great basketball mind, helps on both sides of the floor. 72 people in the chat right now. Shouts out, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Matt Hogg asking, why can't this team play defense? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Right on cue. Dragic with a steal to OG. Flushes it at the other end. Wraps up by 2. There you go. They're answering the bell. Playing defense now. You got to lock in the second half. Pascal Siakam is a great help defender, but I do worry about him as like an ISO defender on the baseline. He kind of gets bullied around physically. I'm not saying that's the reason that we're having a bad defensive effort collectively, but we don't really have a big solid guy down in the paint. That'll continue to hurt us. And the Pistons are decent size. Isaiah Stew's a beast. We shouldn't be getting torched like this. That's bottom line. Mustafa saying Dragic is having a good game. He definitely is. Nice little bounce back. Brian Martin saying I also like Dragic. He's also saying there's some defense right on cue. Dragic with the pickpocket. OG flushes it at the other end. Brian Martin saying in 2K I give him like 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, Coach Brian. He puts Dragic out there on the floor. Genfro saying we need a real rim protector like what Ibaka did. I miss Serge Ibaka every single day. He's got to be like one of my top 5 all-time favorite Raptors. And I know that seems like a bit of a reach with all the impactful players that we've had. But Serge Ibaka, the chemistry he had with Kyle Lowry is so underrated. The little pick and pop game they had. Serge, if you gave him an open shot, it's money. And you want to talk about a good help defender. That guy comes out of nowhere, soars in and rejects people all the time. And just, I love his positivity, right? Serge is a character. Everyone liked him. He's someone that we missed dearly. Lunchbox 420, flaming hot take here, saying Gasol to come back, we would win another championship. You know what? I'm a big fan of Marc Gasol. I'm a big fan of his career. But the last time we saw Marc Gasol in a Toronto Raptors jersey, it wasn't good. I'll be honest, it wasn't good. He was offensively dead. He completely could not do offense. The 3-pointers, he get the occasional lucky one uncontested. But in the paint, for a big man, he was not serviceable. I think he would have struggled to score in the G League at that point. I'm just slandering Marc so bad, but I got so angry at Marc. At the last season he was with the Raptors. He was not a serviceable offensive player. Yes, great defender still, definitely. A lot of that comes down to the fact that he's a 7-footer. That kind of asset for the team. Nick Nurse knew how to use him. But you know what? We got him at the right time in the twilight of his career, right while he still had some value. Moved on at the right time. But to bring him back now, I don't think would do anybody any favors, unfortunately. So T-Bird Brad saying Miles Turner equals Ibaka but younger. Okay. Miles Turner's even a little bit bigger than Serge, so I think you get closer to that 7-foot mark with a guy like Turner. And Ibaka was undersized, but you could just jump out of the gym and had a crazy wingspan. Brian Martin saying, I miss his cooking show. I do too. That was a lot of fun. He's given us some classic sound bites from that. Mystery saying Serge offense and defense was perfect with this team. His mid-ranger and 3-point shot was mint. The only thing Serge didn't really do was be like a good playmaker. Outside of that, he had every facet of the game down pretty well. I mean, didn't dribble much either, but kind of ties into playmaking a little bit. But everything you want out of your big man, he could do at a high level. Serge was a steal for us, ended up giving away Terrence Ross to get him, but that just paid off big dividends for the Raptors. Oh, pump fake to the basket. Nice bucket for OG, but a charge. Oh. Oh, no. All right, maybe I'm wrong here, but that did not look like a charge to me. I didn't think his feet were planted. Let me see. Yeah, he was in the restricted zone. Yeah. What? Challenge that. Yeah, they're reviewing it. Fayaz saying, I will always remember the Ibaka Robin Lopez fight. The one that stands out to me is when he grabbed Marquise Chris by the neck and just like, Marquise did one bad thing. He stepped over and looked at him. Serge was like, nah, nope. And tried to make him his son right there on the court. I gotta say though, when Serge left for the Clippers, I thought that was a brutal move. Because remember when him and Kawhi, so I don't know how many of you guys followed the situation closely, but Serge was not happy with when Kawhi left, but it was more than just like displeasure. He was a little bit personally offended by Kawhi's decision to just get up after the championship and go. And so to immediately leave to the Clippers the season after, you know, you came off a 7-game second round appearance. You're still a good team. Kyle Lowry's still around. You still have Siakam, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby. And then so for Serge just to say, okay, you know, I got to go follow Kawhi to the Clippers now. I understand it, but at the time, after how mad he got at Kawhi, to see him make the exact same decision the next offseason, it stung. It stung bad. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do this. I had friends who burned the Ibaka jerseys, and you know, I'm not into that. I'm not really into that at all. But I was angry too. I don't know how you guys felt about it. I guess you got to understand it from a practical standpoint. But the Clippers, man, they had a ton of former Raptors. They had Patrick Patterson, Lou Williams, Kawhi Leonard, Serge Ibaka. They were interested in Kyle Lowry. They were just trying to build the Raptors championship team all over again. Okay, Terry Black saying, didn't we only offer him 1 year, though, Ibaka? I'm not sure. It could have been that situation. I thought that we offered them the same contract as LA, and he ended up going to the Clippers to play with Kawhi and contend. I could be wrong, and maybe everything I just said is now completely out of pocket, but either way, it stung so bad to see him go to the Clips. I thought we offered him the same contract. Maybe we did not. We got 83 live viewers in here right now. If you guys are in this, appreciate you tons, and drop that like right now. A like spike would be much appreciated. Okay, so call on the floor stands. I've just been deep into the chat here, so I was up in arms about nothing apparently. People in the chat here clarifying why that wasn't turned over, but yeah, seems like a bad call. Pistons ball. Yeah, Ryan piping up here saying these refs are absolutely horrible. All right, Scotty D'ing up Grant here at the top of the key. Cade with it. Down to Bay. Nice. Seems like Bay just completely lost track there of the shot clock. It's a violation and a turnover, so Raptors ball, we're up by 2. So Lawrence, he's right now clearing this up for us, saying Raps tried to play Serge by talks of bringing back Gasol. That's why Ibaka left. I actually do remember that, which is just like insanely aggravating. Because Marc Gasol does not bring as much to the team at that point in his career. Oh, deep 3 for Spicy P. All right, man. Heat up, Spicy P. You love to see that. And a steal at the other. Oh, that was almost a steal. That's tough. Dragic getting a hand on the ball, but the Pistons retain possession and get the bucket. We're up by 3. But yeah, that's a good point by Lawrence. I forgot about that. We did try to bring back Gasol supposedly, which made no sense. And Dragic with another 3. Stay hot. All right, that's some timely shooting here for the Raptors. We got 7:10 left in the third quarter. 79 Toronto, 73 Detroit. Live scoreboard should be updating in a second here, but 81 live viewers. Appreciate everybody in here. So Toby's saying, I don't really see what the point of keeping Serge was. Look at it as a blessing. Dude hasn't played in 2 years, lol. No, you're completely right. Like, he's had that back injury, which has kept him out for the Clippers. And in hindsight, yeah, it makes sense. But just at that moment, to think that we were offering Gasol money and we weren't doing that for Serge. The whole situation, seeing Serge leave a 59 win team to go to the Clippers right after Kawhi. I mean, just at surface value, it got me so mad. Obviously, there's a ton of details that don't emerge until later, and you learn more about the situation and just kind of need to understand it from a practical standpoint. But at that time, man, that was a tough pill to swallow. Still love Serge, though. Only wish him the best. Oh, Bay misses the shot, but gets fouled. He'll be shooting too. So Turtle T saying, hey Josh, how many hours before a game do you give your bet picks? So it's interesting, right? Depends on when they put out the betting lines for the Raptors. If there's some, if we don't know who's injured that game, like if there's a few game time decisions, oftentimes they'll release it pretty late. But I try to do it at least about 2 hours before the game. But sometimes I'll do it, if we play at 7, occasionally I'll get it up by like 1 p.m. But I'd say anytime from about 1 to like 4:35ish is when I usually post it. But no matter what, if you go on like an hour before game time and check our Twitter, it will be there. I always post it there, or you'll see the YouTube short. So no matter what, it'll always go up. But if I don't see a YouTube short, make sure to check us out on Twitter. Oh, Banton. This kid has impressed. I think he's got 7 points so far. Great stuff from Banton. Okay, Terry Black saying, I think we only offered Serge 1 year because we were still hoping to be able to have cap space for Giannis. Yes, I do remember that. See, this is all coming back to me right now. I just had that initial memory of seeing him. Oh, wow. Raps are heating up, man. Gary Trent Jr. We're up by 9 right now. Nice little mid-range J for him. I just rehashed the pain of that moment of seeing Serge sign with the Clippers. Yeah, I tuned out all the supplemental information that we had about that, like Giannis coming here, like Mark being offered a contract, only getting 1 year out of the Raps. I do remember all of that now. That's funny. I kind of went over my head there for a moment, but yeah, that is all real facts of the situation. Just looking at him in a Clippers jersey after he was visibly upset with Kawhi for leaving, it was a tough pill to swallow. But you guys are right. There was some practical factors that went into this and ultimately made sense for Serge. And yeah, like Toby said, he hasn't played in the past 2 years, so hindsight, it is a pretty nice situation that the Raptors didn't need to pay him and not really get much out of it. Nika saying, Gary Trent Jr. is having a great game. Oh yeah, big time. T-Bird Brad saying, Raps didn't offer anything, that's why he left. Ozil saying, I remember Serge saying he felt disrespected by the offer contract, which was right by him. He deserved everything he was asking for. Yeah, so it sounds like it was just all about Giannis, really. We were all in on him, man. And it makes sense. I'm pretty sure that Masai Ujiri actually helped Giannis's family immigrate from Nigeria to Greece. He's done a ton of stuff with the Antetokounmpos. I feel like just that connection between Masai and him, and then Toronto's got the highest Greek population in all of North America. There was just so many factors, and we play like that Giannis style of basketball where it's defense first and then grit and grind offense. It seemed like it would have been a great fit. Could have played with another African star in Siakam. Didn't work out, but I do respect the fact he stayed with the Bucks. You got to give him some kudos for that in an era where it's all super teams. And brought a championship to Milwaukee. Mustafa giving the update here, saying Pascal with 15 points. DR saying Serge is just starting to play again with the Clippers. Yeah, hoping he does well. Nika saying Giannis loyalty paid off, though they ended up getting him a championship. Yeah, no, that's full credits to Giannis, man. We are in the middle of a superstar era of the NBA, and he had pretty much all the dominoes and decided he was going to go and stay in Milwaukee, and he was rewarded for it. The Bucks were rewarded. It was an all-around good feel situation, and as a Toronto fan base that's had trouble retaining stars, we got to look at that as like a good precedent case to reverse the narrative on super teams and maybe bring back loyalty in as the way of the NBA. Dame Lillard holding it down in Portland, also helping to bring back that kind of feel and sentiment for stars. I do kind of find it silly that people always bring up like Kobe as well, but look how loyal Kobe was to the Lakers, right? Like he never wanted to go play anywhere else. It's like, yeah, like of course not. He's on the Lakers. Like I don't know. To me, it's way more cool that Giannis is doing this in Milwaukee. That's my take. I mean, still loyalty nonetheless for Kobe, but I just feel like it speaks volumes what Giannis is doing. And a nice little pump fake to mid-range J for OG Anunoby. That is a good bucket. Wraps up by 7. IMS 93 saying Cade only has 3 points. Yikes. So he's only connected on 1 3-pointer tonight there. So far, Scotty winning the matchup of the rookies, and he hasn't even had a great night. Isaiah Stewart with a basket. Wraps up by 5. All right, Pascal triple-double check. I'm seeing that in the chat right now. 15, 8, and 7. Oh man, a triple-double for Siakam tonight would be the perfect comeback game for him. Bey to Stewart. Oh, Stewart's being a beast right now. Sadiq Bey playing really well as well. Jacob Hartman asking, are you surprised by the Cavs this year? They are my boys. I am surprised by the Cavs. And Stewart again, man. He's eating us up on the inside. I am surprised by the Cavs. Losing Colin Sexton is tough for that team. Like, wow. I really sympathize with you guys. That's a tough pill to swallow, but at least you guys are early on the road to being not a contender, but, a routine playoff team, and then maybe eventually a contender. So Colin Sexton, if there was ever a time for him to get injured, at least it's, while the core is still very young and building up to their most important basketball. No way around it being a tragic loss, but he'll be back hopefully better. And the Cavs have been pleasantly surprising. I mean, not for Raptors. Need to play them in the East. Lost that game to them by 1 point in like the last minute of the game. Darius Garland sealing that at the free throw line. But yeah, no, respect to the Cavs. Got to tip your hat to some good building that they've done there. So, in the chat saying Stewart is what we want Precious to be. Yeah, that you're right. But I think, you know what? Precious could still have this kind of game. I know Stewart's the same ages and they came into the league at the same time. But I wouldn't rule it out, man. Precious is special in his own right. Maybe not quite as good as Isaiah Stewart, but we could still have a similar kind of player there. So Ozil saying Casey got the Pistons franchise doing a lot better than I thought. He's a great coach for a young team that needs to build an identity. He obviously did that here in Toronto for us. Great hire. I mean, he left Toronto as coach of the year, and the Pistons were lucky enough to get him. I think he's great to build up the young guys. Foul on Detroit, I believe. Should be Raptors ball, up by 1 at the moment. Tom Moreau saying, I just want Precious not to start and to earn his playing time. That's fair. I think that we've handed Precious a big role right out of the gate. And we saw that when he came off the bench, he had improved numbers. And I like that. It's probably better for him too. Get to integrate off of the bench, less pressure. You're an undersized center. Trying to bite off a starting matchup every night is difficult at the age of 21, 22, however old he is. Sophomore player. I do think coming off the bench has helped him lately. and we might go with that rule. I do agree with Tom in the chat. Birch misses, and it's off of him, so it's going back. Detroit ball. So Mystery pointing out that, bro, the Pistons are on a back-to-back. This is unacceptable. Yeah, this is not good. You're at home, too. The Raptors are just... Oh, wow. Okay, good defense there. Okay, nice. Good defense by the Raps there. That was almost a big lapse, but get the ball back. Get fouled. We're still up by 2. Raps ball. Apologies here, just working through the chat. Boucher with the ball. Goes over to OG Anunoby, who's guarded by Bay. We're up by 2 points. All right, 1 second. OG with the big shot. Gary Trent Jr. with the ball. Oh, wow. No arc on that shot, but gets it to go. Unreal bucket there by Gary Trent Jr. Raps are up by 6. We got a minute 36 left here in the third quarter. Oh, and Lyles with the answer. Oh, Boucher. Oh, my God. Air ball by Boucher, not what you want to see. Oh, man. That's all right. You know, Chris, he'll always shoot it confidently. Maybe that time a little bit too much. But this is getting to be a high-scoring affair. We've been saying it all night in the chat. A little bit uncharacteristic for the Raptors. And you think you're facing a team. Someone pointed it out. Pistons are on a second night of a back-to-back. Only have 2 wins. Should not be having these types of defensive lapses. Jackson with the ball. From 3. Misses it, but is fouled by Boucher. That's unacceptable. Chris having a really rough stretch here on both sides of the floor. Yeah, Lawrence hopping into the chat saying, bye-bye, Boucher. You might be onto something there, Lawrence. Fayaz, OMG, Boucher. Boucher slander incoming. Boucher cooling down right now. Artisan asking, why does Boucher shoot those contested threes? Hey, he's crazy with that. He's I like it because, you know, you're not afraid of the moment. You're going to improve a ton like that. But at this point, maybe don't shoot that contested of a 3. I mean, it's an air ball. It's not even close. His shot selection can be a little bit suspect. I agree. So Genfro saying, Jack just pointed out that the bench for Detroit has been the difference. They've definitely given Detroit some huge momentum here. To me, the biggest difference maker I've seen out there is Stewart. Isaiah Stu has played a great game. And Banton looking big out there. I mean, I know he's always looked long, but he's starting to look a little bit more filled out. Maybe my eyes are just playing tricks on me, but turns over the ball there, unfortunately, Corey Joe. Did he even touch him? All right, so Jackson blows the layup, but I think Banton fouled him. I didn't see the foul personally, but try to chase him down. Maybe there was a little bit of contact. Getting the replay here. Yeah, okay. Yeah. A little bit of a check there by Banton. We got 84 live viewers out here, man. Appreciate everybody. Drop a like if you're out here. So Artisan asking, why doesn't Boucher just wait until he gets an open look? Last year he was hitting pretty much like everything. I was okay with him taking those looks, but you're right. When you're cold, try to build yourself back up with open shots, the right type of looks. Chris Boucher needs to slow down his game a little bit. Yeah, that 3-point foul he made right after the air ball was just the cherry on top. That was ugly. Might be back in Nurse's doghouse after that. Oh, nice. Gary Trent Jr. down to Birch, gets the slam dunk. All right, and Scotty Barnes does have 3 assists right now, so that part of my bet cashes. You love to see it. Oh, Banton dunks it. Juice me up, man. This guy is fired. Oh, wow. Great two-way play there from Banton. Ends up fouling, but great sequence from Delano. Wow, what a steal. Just picks the pocket there, Corey Joseph. Canadian on Canadian, flushes it at the other end. And Karen in the chat saying, Banton is awesome, man. He really is. I've been skeptical at times, but, he's demanded the respect, and he's earned it. So Pascal Siakam sitting at 15 points, just on the topic of my bets a little bit. So far, he's had 5 in each quarter. If he stays on track, then, we'll be all right. I need 4, technically. You can get 19 points, and I'll hit the bet. But the more the better for Siakam. And at this point, I just really hope he gets a triple-double. He's got 8 rebounds and 7 assists. He's definitely flirting with it tonight. He's nice and rested, so we're getting the good effort we thought we would see out of Pascal. Gary just misses the buzzer beater 3. Raps are up by 2. This was, at the halftime we were down by 2. Now up by 2. Fourth quarter is crunch time, so we got to make a difference here and seal this game at home. Terry Black pointing out, Banton is on a back-to-back as well. Hey, man, as a rookie in the league, he'll have some extra legs, but that's a good point. Jen Fro saying, this game has been frustrating. Our defense sucks right now. Oh, and I meant my bad on the pronunciation there, Karan. LOL, you called me Karen. That's my bad. I messed up the names in the chat a fair bit. My apologies for that. Mike James saying he is, but he's still green. Just don't overestimate what he is right now. I assume we're still talking about Banton. You know what? He's done all the little things so far. Assuming we are talking about him. And he's only impressed, right? I've been skeptical, like I said, that we've just handed him Malachi Flynn's role, essentially, like from opening night. But clearly Nick Nurse saw something in him, and he's been rewarding him. Oh, my apologies, Karin. So Mike James saying he still makes a lot of mistakes. That is true. Talking about Banton, definitely right. That'll be natural with a rookie. Okay, actually, someone bringing up a good point in the chat. Banton is actually on a back-to-back. So yeah, he's played the past 3 nights in a row at least. Like, this is a 3rd night playing. So Ozil saying, wait, they got Banton at 6'7". I thought he was 6'9". Yeah, he looks, he's like as tall as Scotty Barnes. Even go look at the Instagram pictures the Raptors put up them standing next to each other, like the same height. So I think he truly is 6'9", 6'8". But yeah, listing him at 6'7", I guess maybe that's like the ultimate true height, not in basketball shoes or whatever. But he's like the size of Scotty Barnes, so he is to me, he looks like 6'9". But Yeah, Brian Martin bringing back up that Banton dropped 30 last night in the 905 game, and he had 9 assists and 7 rebounds and a W to go with it. Respects, Karin. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Again, apologize to anyone I mispronounced the name of in the chat. Calvin B saying the Chris Boucher experiment is over. You know what? I think it paid off, though. For a guy who was coming into the league so late, G League for so long, I mean, he's aced all the tests. He got Depoy MVP in the G League in the same season, comes up. He was on our roster during the championship, although he did not play. And then we built him up into a guy who was, at certain points, dropping like 38 and 16. I think that was his career game, but still, you get that kind of ceiling out of Chris. I would say it was a positive project for the amount of investment you had to put into it. But you're right. We're not getting him any better, and I think that, especially considering he comes off the books this season, oh, nice little mid-range there from Jeremy Grant. I do think this is the last we see of Boucher. Dragic misses the 3. Corey Joe oh, no, that wasn't Corey Joe. But Pistons rebound it. Grant with the ball. There to Jackson. He's played decent. Shoots the 3. Misses, thankfully. And Kem Birch there to clean up with the board. And Dragic is going the other way. Siakam drives baseline. Go get that. Just misses with the left, but he's going to the line to shoot 2. Mike James saying Fred on the bench. Sorry, I got here late. Yeah, Fred's got a pulled groin at the moment. A groin injury nonetheless. Doesn't seem like anything too serious, but yeah, he's not playing tonight. Karin asking, who do you think we can trade Boucher for? I would say you want to package him maybe with a Goran Dragic. I'm going to keep saying this. I would go Goran Dragic and Chris Boucher packaged to try to get Moses Brown back from the Mavericks. I mean, you could maybe see how much more you could get, or maybe you up things on your side to really sweeten the package. But something like those being the main pieces, that's what I would try to do. Jenfro saying once Watanabe comes back, Boucher will get a lot less time. Probably. I think they have some good intentions of using Watanabe a fair bit. He's only impressed when he's in. There's a lot of debate over whether he'd make the roster this year, but it seemed fairly early in a training camp. We got some consensus out of Nick Nurse that he would be making it, and I think he deserved to. Utah's a fan favorite for sure. He's some more length that works really hard defensively. All right, Boucher. Pascal loses the ball there to Cade Cunningham. Oh, wow, and Grant with the bucket. Raps down by 3 right now. We got 10 minutes left in the game. Got to turn it around and play hard now. T-Bird Brad asking, where's Utah? He's still injured. I forget exactly what his injury is, but he's been out for the whole season, basically since training camp. Nice bucket there for Scotty. Love to see that. Raps only down by 1. Okay, Shehar in the chat saying, fun fact, Utah tied with Kem and Boucher with tallest player at 6'9". Oh no. Killian Hayes with the 3. Oh boy, Raps down by 4. Gotta swing this thing sooner than later. I keep saying Boucher. Banton beats Killian Hayes off of the dribble there, gets fouled. He'll be shooting 2. He's had a great game. So far, what are Banton's numbers looking like? Banton's got 10, 3, and 2. That's pretty good. Hopefully he'll have 12 after his trip to the free throw line. Siakam has 16, 8, and 7. Anunoby 16 and 1, 0 assists. Barnes 9, 4, and 3. Yeah, Barnes' stat line has continued to get more balanced. Scoring hasn't been as consistently high, but you know those numbers of rebounds and assists continue to rise, which is a great sign. Okay, so Ozil in the chat saying Nurse said Utah is coming back after this week. That's great news. He's been out for a little bit, so nice little boost for this Raptors team off the bench with him back. There you go. Banton hits both. Some crucial free throws. We had six free throws missed in the first half there. That would make a huge difference at the moment for the Raptors. You're not going to hit all of them, but you got to take care of business when you can, and you can't afford to miss any more here in this fourth quarter. Grant misses the shot. That's good defense. Killian Hayes from three. Oh, no. Hits it, man. 105 to 100. He's having a good game. Trent for three. Just misses. Banton almost a putback dunk. But misses that as well. Killian Hayes has the ball again for Detroit. We got 91 viewers at the moment, man. If you guys are in here, drop a like. Appreciate you. Oh my God. Josh Jackson hits a three. We're down by 8 with 8:20 left in the game. Oh no. Okay. Pascal to Svi. We need some timely defense and buckets here. Okay. Siakam's fouled. So Karn asking, just curious, this is my first time seeing you. Are you a regular on the channel? How come you don't make videos with Riker and the other fellow, Ben? So basically, I mean, I do sometimes, but the idea is that, you know, Ben and Riker got their own thing. I was a fan of the Raptors Digest before I even got on the channel here. And I know that, you know, watching them do their thing, we've been doing it since 2017. So they got their own special dynamic that everyone tunes in to see. And they do the post games, but to do the post game and the live stream would have been a lot for them. So I do the live streams now, and I do special feature videos with them. Like we got J.E. Skeets on. I got a chance to interview him with all the guys on the channel, of course, and more stuff coming. Like a lot of stuff in person that we're going to be filming soon. So look forward to that. But yeah, basically I do the live streams, and I do occasional videos with them as well. But for the most part, I just leave the post games to them and most of the news to Ben. Reach in foul there on Killian Hayes. He's got to have a couple fouls now, but OG fouled. We got 89 people out here right now. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Joe Simpson saying, bro, we are trash. How are we losing to the Pistons? And then Mystery bringing up a good point. This is not Pascal's fault. It isn't. Pascal's had a good game tonight. I know that everyone last game was like, oh, he played so much better without him, yada, yada, yada. Well, tonight he's been a net positive, and you're still losing to the Pistons, who are on the second night of a back-to-back. So, you know, we can't read into small sample sizes too much. Goran Dragic misses the three. He's not the sole purpose that we're behind tonight. If anything, he's helping us potentially get a win tonight. But we're down by 8. Things got to change soon. It's got to be collective. Oh, Gary Trent with another steal. Gets it up to OG. Yank that. Oh, that was off. Just misses. Barnes with the rebound out to Gary. All right, Pascal's got the ball now. Go get me a basket, man. Gets fouled. Okay, Pascal's been routinely going to the line this game. I'll take it. I got the points bet. We need the Raptors to come through. Hopefully, we can get 2 free throws here. This is the clutch to get the free throws. We can't afford to miss anymore. As I said, 6 missed free throws there in the first half. Essentially the difference in this game right now. So Mike James saying, I'm not blaming Pascal for this, but close game, fourth quarter. Where is your $33 million player? You know what? That's where it's like we need to dissociate him from the contract. Like if you were to just pretend that he was, you know, take away the contract, the financial side of things, just what's going on the court. I get what you mean. It'd be nice to have him live up to his pay, but it doesn't seem like he's naturally going to do that, at least not anytime soon. So to have him just pitch in other ways where even though you only have 16 points, you got 9 rebounds and 7 assists, and you even get into the free throw line a whole lot, you know, I'll take that. But I agree. It's tough to dissociate the money from it because it's, you know, it's a business. They always say the NBA is a business, and when you got $33 million committed to one guy each year, you better hope that they can be that dude in the fourth quarter. I'm happy that he's finding other ways to help us rather than hurting us trying to be that guy right now, though. Jenfro saying we need Fred VanVleet. I know Toby was saying a similar thing earlier in the chat here. We're missing our floor general tonight, and it's showing up. And Fred's had some good games against Detroit before. So, yeah, no, definitely Fred VanVleet being out doesn't help. Like I said earlier, I think he injured his groin doing that celebration in the other game. But, no, we'll get him back soon enough. Doesn't seem like anything too serious. Yeah, and bringing up a good point. I don't blame Mike James here trying to hold Pascal accountable, right? You make those big dollars. You want those big plays. I'm with you, but I'm at the point where I'm just like, okay, Pascal, I've accepted the ship has sailed. You are not going to be that guy. So if you're going to be here in Toronto still, let's find a way to make you serviceable and useful. And tonight, like I said, 16, 9, and 7, I'll take that. I'll take that from Pascal. Hard to just forget about the money. We got 103 people in the chat right now. Appreciate everybody tuning in, man. If you guys are in here, drop a like. It is always huge for this show. Yeah, so Shehar bringing up a good point. If Pascal got paid $19 million, none of us would care. Yeah, exactly. Toby saying, if you're not going to switch, you need to communicate. It's becoming a habit with this team. Yeah, talk on defense is all. Whether you're switching, staying, whatever it is, you need to communicate what you're doing. It's led to some jumbled defensive possessions here for the Raptors, and obviously it's bit us. We're down, and it's getting late into the fourth here, so you got to hope we make a pushback soon. But you're right, communication on defense has been way off for the Raps. You had a young team. Kind of natural growing pains, but you just don't expect to see it tonight at home versus the Pistons. Credit to Isaiah Stu, though. I feel like he's been a beast this game. Grant hits a 3. All right, we're down by 10 points with 6:34 left in the game. Pray with me, guys. Pray with me. 100 people in the chat. Happy to have you guys here. Dragic with the bucket. That's big time. Down by 8. Stay hopeful here, guys. We're only down by 8. Grant again. Oh! That just shut me up right away. Wow. Okay. 11-point deficit for Toronto. This is depressing. This is a tough loss here. If it goes that way. I'm speaking way too early. I'm reading too much into the chat right now. We have not lost. It's looking not so good right now. Grant has been burying us. All right, Dragic with the rebound. We got to get something going real soon. We got 5:30 left in the game. All right, Dragic with the ball still. Barnes sets the pick. Pascal. Yank it. Nice. All right, I think we've hit our bets for the night. And that's an important bucket right there. You're at 8-point deficit, over 5 minutes left in the game. This is more than just doable. Mike James saying, this is what I want to see. Howard Shields giving some credit, saying the Pistons are talented, just young. Definitely they are. Cade Cunningham hits the 3. Got left pretty open there, and Grant found him. Puts them back up by 11. Nice bucket by Goran Dragic. The Pistons have had an answer for basically everything the Raptors have thrown at them and dented the lead. They've always come back and sent a dagger our way, but 4:30 left in the game. It's a 9-point deficit. All right, whistle. I believe there's a foul here on the Raps. .96 people watching right now. Appreciate everybody. Inbound from Killian Hayes. They missed the pass completely. Goes over half. This is going to be Raptors ball. Yeah, that's an over and back. I don't think any Raptor touched that. So it should be Raptor ball here. You get the possession with 9. You're at a 9-point deficit. 4:17 left. This is very possible. So Toby saying Scotty's handle isn't tight enough yet. He's great in transition, but we can't put him at the point guard right now. Just no. I agree completely. You ideally, like, I don't want to take a guy who's a good playmaker and good dribbler at the 4 and then just say, okay, since he exceeds at this at the power forward, we should make him a point guard. I know he did it in college, but his whole entire life, okay, in college he was coming off the bench, right? So it's different to ask him to be a starting point guard in the NBA versus a bench point guard in college. And then inversely at Montverde all those years before, he played the 4 spot. I just feel like let him have that skill set at the 4. Just because he's good at it we need to make him a point guard. I feel like if he can bring those skills to the front court, then let him do that. Some people kind of giving up on this game in the chat right now. I don't blame you. It's been rough, but there is still a chance here for the Raptors. Down by 9, 4:21 left in the game. But hey, a little bit of positive here. I don't want to talk about it too much, but we hit our bet. That's good. And just praying the Raptors can get back and win. Azriel saying Dwayne Casey made this personal today, LOL. Dwayne Casey, he's gotten a few laughs at us. Not the last laugh. I mean, we ended up winning a championship after he left, and no disrespect to the legend that is Dwayne Casey. But he's come back and made sure that his players have played hard against this team, and I think they've always wanted to kind of stick it to Toronto for their head coach. And, they did that during the Kawhi season. They beat us a few times. Yeah, what is going on here with the officials? Everybody's like, both teams are just yelling at the officials right now. To me, it just should be an over and back for the Pistons, and it should be Raptors ball. I don't know what the dilemma is. Yeah, okay, over and back. There we go. Dwayne Casey looks like he's about to square up the official. All right. Dwayne Casey's too old to be losing his mind like that. Pray for Casey. Fred VanVleet's laughing, clapping on. Dwayne Casey having some high praise for Fred VanVleet before this game, saying that he's the head of the snake in Toronto. Everything goes through him. And in some way, he is definitely correct. It's nice praise from his old coach. All right, Pascal with the ball. Goran to Gary. Takes the 3. Misses it. But Pascal with a big offensive board and a putback point. That's big stuff in the clutch from Pascal. We're down by 7 with 3:55. I hope you have not logged out, folks, because we got a game. Yeah, Sharon A saying Detroit always seems to beat Toronto. Definitely, especially in this Dwayne Casey era. They've had some pretty good relative success to us. We've been the better team essentially the whole time through that Dwayne Casey's left. But still, like I said, getting rallied up. They've played good against Toronto, and Dwayne Casey's gotten a little bit of payback, but ultimately, Raptors fans, I'm sure, feel like they have the last laugh with a championship banner hanging in Scotiabank Arena. 105 people watching this right now. Shouts out everybody checking this out. Had some technical difficulties early on. This game, the play has been spotty, but we've got a hit bet. We got a close game. And like I said, 105 people watching right now. There's good stuff going on. Appreciate everybody who showed out. OG with another missed free throw. This is definitely, if you guys check out my takeaway video at the end of this game, you'll see this be a main takeaway, is the missed free throws. Win or loss, this is what I'm taking away from the game, that you got to take care of these opportunities when they're handed to you. Toronto's, I think, probably missed close to 10 free throws tonight. Those points would obviously be huge right now. I know you're not going to hit all of them, but yeah, Mike James in the chat's correct. 2 possession games. All right. Killian Hayes with the ball. Throws it to Stewart, who's guarded by OG. Grant now has it, also guarded by OG. Let's see what happens. Grant looks like he's going to go for a look here. Goes to the rim. High off the glass and misses. Great defense by OG. Kind of a blown look there by Grant. We need to convert here. Let's make this close. They're on the second night of a back-to-back, the Pistons. You got to hope that we can take advantage of maybe some lacking stamina. Oh, no. That was a flop, man. Oh, brutal. Nah. Okay, so Detroit takes the timeout. We're down by 6. It is a 2-possession game. Raps are not out of this thing. Definitely not. But unfortunate call there on Gary Trent Jr. It will be Pistons ball when we return. Yeah. Karn in the chat saying that's a flop. 100% a flop. But, that's the game. We've had Kyle Lowry on this roster doing big plays for us like that before. So, you live and die by it. It's a game of basketball. But Pistons get this break. We're still only down by 6. Another defensive stop and a bucket at the other end. Holy, it's a whole new game, guys. Hope you have not logged out yet. Got 106 people in the chat. Man, you guys are the best. We're up to 70 likes. If you're in here and you haven't liked it yet, just drop a like down there if you're bored. Whatever, want to help out the kid. I'd appreciate it. So, Ozil saying the ball has to be in OG's hands right now. I agree. It would be good. I mean, OG or Gary, I think, are the two guys I really want to be taking shots right now. Pascal's had a great game, too. Let me just read out Pascal's stat line here. 22, 11, and 7 for Pascal. And a really big offensive rebound and putback there to get it down to a 2-possession game. Pascal, he's had a really big comeback performance. And like I said, against the Pistons, you're super rested. That's why I bet on him. I felt like this was a good one. So triple your money if you bet on this parlay tonight. Let me know in the chat if you guys have any bets that you're still waiting to see. I know I've heard from Kyle already. He needed 22 combined points and rebounds for Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is only at 13 of those, so might not happen tonight for Kyle, unfortunately. But hey, or actually no, Kyle needed 20 points for Barnes, and then I believe it was Terry who needed the other bet. But either way, those look a little bit pooched. Barnes did not have a great night. He's sitting at 9, 4, and 3. Dragic just had his moments in this game, but nothing too crazy. I think we're definitely all collectively missing Fred tonight. Brian Martin coming in with a stat saying we're 17 of 28 on the free throws. Yikes. Yeah, that's 11 missed free throws. And you think about the kind of difference that'll make in the score right now. We're down by 6. You make even half of those and we're tied up. So Dunn out here saying, give another chance to prove they can do it. OG has sold many times already. Yeah, people calling for it to go to OG. They want to see him get the ball, but Siakam's playing good too. Basically all of our wing players, and yes, I do tend to consider Gary Trent a wing, just because of his size and defensive ability, but true shooting guard, I guess. But the big three, OG Anunoby, well, I guess typically Barnes, but OG Anunoby, Siakam, and then also Gary Trent. Those are the three guys that I think tonight would be nice guys to get the ball in the hands of late down the stretch. 2:50 left in the game. Grant going to the rim. Great defense by Scotty. Clutch defense. No foul. He misses the shot, and we're going the other way. Scotty, wow. Oh my God. Gets the lay-in at the other end, man. Do not sleep on our rookie. Two-way player. That's his 11th point. Huge defensive play going end to end. Lunchbox 420 saying put it in Scotty's hands. Let's see. We got a lot of guys who can step up any given night, but then Cade Cunningham with a big answer over OG Anunoby. Jeez. Pascal. Oh! And one! Big night for Pascal. If he hits this, we're going to be down by only 3 points. That's a one-possession game, guys. I hope you have not logged out yet. We got 113 people viewing right now. Appreciate everybody who's come out. Toby saying just run, fast break. I like Toby. Toby has come out in the chat with some really useful basketball insight. You can tell he's a hooper. Shayar saying, I think we lost, but a great game. No, don't say that yet. Don't say that yet. That was a big bucket by Cade Cunningham, but Pascal with the answer at the other end in the and one play. Yeah, that was a Very clear foul there on Cade. Scotty grabbed his jersey. Yeah, it's a side out. They're not in the bonus yet, so we're all good in that regard. Mike James saying bad foul by Scotty. It would have been a terrible foul if they were in the bonus, but at least you get a chance to get your defense set rather than Cade Cunningham just kind of getting the odd man situation down the middle. Oh, rookies, mono, mono. There you go. Scotty had the answer that time. He passes it off to Grant there. Cunningham does, and Grant fouled. Yeah, that was an offensive foul. OG got smacked in the face. Yeah, Grant's averaging 18.5 points a game. He is quite good. So Ozil saying our defense is so much better when we don't double everyone. We have so many good defenders. Yeah, playing man on man and not double teaming is just. I think you could afford to double team a little bit more if you had a 7-footer to help in the paint. But yeah, this team I think is probably better off trying to go man on man. But Nick Nurse has been slightly making those adjustments over time. I think our roster's tailored to that a bit more these days. Dragic fouled. He'll be shooting 2. We are in the bonus. So if he hits these 2, we're only down by 3. Very crucial free throws coming up. Take nothing for granted. We've missed a ton of these tonight. But if he can make them, a 3-pointer can tie this game up. There's a minute 36. We are definitely in the crunch. There's 117 people out here. Appreciate everyone coming out. Mike James saying the refs do not have their own agenda. They suck sometimes, but it's not a conspiracy. Yeah, I agree. There's no vested interest here for the officials, but they do make a ton of mistakes. It's just the human side of the job. Raptors fans do seem to be on the other side of the mistakes quite often, but I think that's also the fact that we don't have a star player that's bona fide yet. Like a top 10 guy in the league always gets those calls. Not saying Detroit has it either, but Cade Cunningham. That kid's going to be special. Big bucket for him. Pads this lead a little bit to 5. Oh, yeah. Offensive foul for Pascal there. All right, guys. This is taking a little bit of an ugly turn here in the past few seconds. 1:15 left in the game. Wow, that bucket by Cade Cunningham. So Ozil saying, I'm blaming this game on Dragic having the ball in the late game and missed the free throw. Yeah, Dragic didn't play great tonight. I think he's helped out a little bit, but just nowhere close to the kind of job that Fred would have done for us. Yeah, the refs are just... Oh, sorry, none of the refs. The Raptors are looking outwardly frustrated with the officials right now. Oh, that so went off of Isaiah Stewart, actually. And what am I saying? No, that was a bad call. Didn't look like it in real time, but that was out off of Isaiah Stew. OG Anunoby with a nice block there on Bay. Yeah, that should have been Raptors ball. Joe Simpson in the chat saying, spin move is cringe, man. Yeah, it's become a pretty frequent Pascal meme. It's not really a great go-to move. Scotty with the board. Oh, almost misses it, but OG from 3 just misses it again. Scotty gets the board. Back to OG. All right, Scotty, go give me a basket. Go give me a basket. Oh, wow. The persistence of Scotty Barnes, though, right now. Not giving up. Gets it out to Gary Trent Jr. Just misses. Nothing going down for the Raptors right now. That's like 3 consecutively missed shots. You get the offensive rebound. Nothing coming from it, though. That looks like game, guys. 5-point deficit. It's 123 to 118 for the Pistons at the moment. 18.4 left in this game. We're allergic to home court. What is going on? Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. Drop an L in the chat right now, guys. This is not it. But Pascal Siakam has fouled out. He had 25, 12, and 7. Overall, pretty good game. I guess a little questionable in the clutch at times, but I don't know. Big offensive rebound and one putback. Like he had his moments. This doesn't fall on him. I agree. Dragic could have been better. You're missing Fred, which is bad. Isaiah Stewart just kind of beats you up all night on the inside, which he's not too tall either. He's like 6'8", 6'9", but beefy guy. I just still don't understand how we're getting exploited that hard. The doubling has hurt us. Check out my 5 takeaways of the game. Put in some of your takeaways right now. I might steal a couple of them if I think they're good and toss them in. Yeah, Gary Trent Jr., I'm okay with him taking these shots. I know he just missed a couple there in the stretch for us, but still. Gary Trent Jr., he's been money for us, super consistent. Shooters will miss. It happens. Whole team kind of came up short tonight. Captain Save a Bro saying, I'm starting to think Dragic plays bad on purpose because he wants out. Well, lowering your value like this is not going to help that happen, unfortunately, but some conspiracies going down in the chat. Nicholas saying, this team just lost to the worst. So this team just lost to the worst team in the National Basketball Association. Yeah, that's correct. On home court. And they were on the second night of a back-to-back. This is a tough look, guys. There's no way around this. I appreciate it. We still got 115 people in this live stream right now. That's awesome. If you guys are still here, drop a like before you take off. And I'll see you guys in the post game. I'll be tuning into Ben and Riker and then dropping my 5 takeaways. But man, oh man. Not what you want to see. OG with the ball. Jacks up a 3 from really deep. Misses it. Bay with the rebound. A foul. Okay, at this point, it doesn't even really matter. But yeah, that was a bad call right there even. It was like a travel. So Shayar is saying Pascal fouls have been a constant issue. That's a good point. He is fouled out of the game. That's what I'm saying. Pascal on the baseline just kind of gets abused. I think he's a good help defender. Great perimeter defender too. Contests everything. But yeah, it's been a huge issue whenever he gets taken along the baseline. Yeah, Howard Shields mentioning something I was thinking. The Pistons are not worse than the Magic, who we were lucky to beat by 1 point. Yeah, we're in battles with teams that are in the clear basement of the league. These aren't great signs for the Raps. Scotty Barnes to Svi Mikhailuk. There you go, assist for Scotty. Stat pad him a little bit. He'll have 11, 6, and 4. Well, folks, that's a wrap. We got 110 people in here. Thank you so much for everyone coming out. Had some technical difficulties earlier. Dragic still kind of getting ragged in the chat. Tom Moreau saying Svi missing in action. There was a lot of people you could have pointed the finger at tonight. This takeaway video will be definitely interesting. Make sure to watch it tomorrow morning and tune into the post game with Ben and Riker. This is a weird one, guys. This is definitely a weird one. We'll reconvene soon. It is what it is. We can't expect crazy things out of this team this season. Cade Cunningham, he delivered late in the game. Scotty Barnes also, I thought, had a pretty solid game, even though he wasn't a massive difference maker. It wasn't all bad. Our bets hit. Pascal Siakam ending with 25, 12, and 7. He got me the points. And then Scotty Barnes ending with 4 assists. He cashed that. That 2.5 assist line is moving up for sure. But if anyone rode that bet, it's awesome. We're back in the win column there for the betting. 5-2 on the live stream bets. Come make some money, but bet responsibly. Again, we're over 100 people still in here. I appreciate everybody coming out and supporting and cheering on this team. Snowballing some positivity at times too. It's a bit of a mixed vibe in the chat at moments, but overall, we're all out here caring about the Raptors. So that's what it's about. Appreciate you guys big time. Hopefully, we'll see Freddie VanVleet back in action. We definitely felt his absence tonight. That is for sure. Not a good way to go down against the worst team or one of the worst teams in the league in the Pistons. But we'll be back. This isn't the end of it all, and there were some positives. Make sure to check out some future content, guys. And I'm signing off.